All right, this is the last lesson for test 3, which is Thursday. So again, we covered substitution. This is the last section which is elimination. You will have to show both on the test, just so we know you got both of them, but majority of students like elimination better. Okay, so you'll be able to use elimination on majority of the tests, because we're only going to have you do, I think, a few for each. I want to say the test is going to be no more than 10 questions, so it should be pretty easy. All right, looking at how to solve using elimination. Get both equations into standard form, so variables on one side. Okay, that's standard form. So you know how to move things around to get your variables on one side. If needed, change one or both equations so that when combined, one variable will cancel out. So it's only if it's needed. Most of the time, I want to say it's going to be 50-50 depending on what it's given. But in the examples, you'll see both. Then you have to combine the equations. After you cancel it out, solve for the remaining variable, plug back in to either original equation. Okay, keep in mind you're plugging it into the original equation, not the equation where you changed your constants. Okay, and I'm going to show you. Always for this one, always plug it back into the original one, the one that was given. And then solve for the other variable. Same thing as before. If both variables cancel out and the statement is false, it is no solution. If true, then all real numbers are infinitely many, however it's written on the test. Just follow what the instructions say. But that's the same as substitution, so that one should be pretty easy. So looking at this one, it says solve using elimination. For this, looking at it, cannot eliminate right off the bat. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to change one of them to something else. So I am going to go ahead and let's say I'm going to change the second one. I'm going to change my second one. I'm trying to eliminate my x. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take what was given, x minus y equals 9, and I need to change it to where I can eliminate these x's. So think of inverse operations. To eliminate this, I have to get a -2. So what I'm going to do on both sides is I'm going to multiply by -2. So once I multiply everything by -2, I'm going to have -2x plus 2y equals -18. Once I got that, I'm just going to go ahead and bring my first one down. So now when you're looking at it, you could kind of see that now I could eliminate. So I'm going to take this one and I'm bringing it down here. Can I eliminate something here? Yes, I can. I could eliminate my 2's. These are going to cancel out. -2x plus 2x is going to give me 0. I'm eliminating it. I'm getting rid of it. Now I just have to solve. So solving, I'm going to get 5y equals -5. Divide both sides by 5. Y is going to equal -1. All right, once I got -1 for y, which one do you want to plug it into? The first one or the second one? Which one should be easier? Good, the second one's going to be easier. So for the second one, I'm going to go ahead and take the second one. And I'm sorry, take what I got and I'm plugging it into the second one. So now I'm going to have x equals -1. I'm sorry, not x equals, x minus the -1 equals 9. And I'm just solving for x. I'm going to get x plus 1 equals 9. Subtract 1 from both sides. X is going to equal 8. Keep in mind your answer has to be written as an ordered pair. So your answer for this is going to be 8, -1. Questions, comments, concerns on this? Okay, again, you're plugging it back into the original, not the one that I changed. Do not plug it into this. Always plug it into the original. All right, looking at this one, using elimination again. Can I cancel anything out here? Yes or no? Could I cancel anything out looking at example 2? Yes, what could I cancel out? My x's. You could look at them. Again, you don't always have to cancel out. That's only if it's given. And for this one, I have a positive x and a negative x. They're going to cancel out. So now all I have to do is combine like terms. I'm going to get 2y equals 30. Divide both sides by 2. Y is going to equal 15. Now I have to solve for x. Plugging it back into the original. Which one am I going to plug it into? The first one or the second one? First or second? Which one do you think is going to be easier? The second one. Why? Because this is already a positive x. I don't have to divide by a negative. Most important thing with these is a lot of people mess up with the signs. So I would normally look at it, which one's easier. I'm going to have 15 plus x equals 20. Subtract 15 to both sides. And I'm going to get x equals 5. So my answer, again, written as ordered pairs. Please make sure you have those parentheses. It's going to be 5, 15. Questions on this one? All right, looking at this one. Could I cancel anything out? Could I eliminate right now? No, I cannot. So what you're going to do is you are finding your least common multiple. Whether you want to solve for your x's or you want to cancel out your y's, whichever one you want to cancel out, that's up to you. Personally, because they're already different signs, I'm going to try and cancel out my y's. But if you're looking at it, these are larger numbers, so because I'm going to find my common multiple, my least common multiple, I'm most likely going to get larger numbers. So if you don't want to deal with those larger numbers, that's up to you, that's fine. You can use smaller ones, but I'm going to solve for my y's or cancel out my y's because they're different signs. So canceling them out, again, I need to find my least common multiple. How would I cancel these out? What number would I use to cancel these out? I'm going to use 10. Okay, that's my least common multiple. So what should I multiply on the top in order to get 10 right here? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply a 5 on the top. And what about the bottom? A 2. So looking at it, I'm then going to get 15x plus 10y, I'm multiplying it to everything, equals 20. Same thing for the bottom. I'm going to get 4x minus 10y equals negative 58. Again, they're pretty large numbers, but it's not too bad. It's simple math. Now I can go ahead and cancel out. My y's are going to cancel out. I eliminated. And then just combine like terms. I'm going to get 19x equals negative 38. Divide both sides by 19. X is going to equal a negative 2. Now I have to solve for y. Which one am I going to solve for? Which one am I going to plug it in? The first one or the second one? The first one. Okay, if you're looking at the first one, this is a positive y. So I'm going to use that one because for this one, I would have to divide by negative, and I don't want to do that. I rather just divide by a positive number. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my negative 2, and I'm plugging it into my first one. So I'm going to have 3 times negative 2 plus 2y equals 4. I'm going to get negative 6 plus 2y equals 4. I just distributed. add 6 to both sides. I'm going to get 2y equals 10, and then last, divide both sides by a positive 2. Y is going to equal 5. So my answer is going to be -2, 5, and I'm done. Any questions on this one? Questions, comments, concerns on this example? Okay. All right, so looking at this one, what could I cancel out? My 5 y's, right? My y's. They're already giving me that -5y and the positive 5y. They're going to cancel out, so I don't have to change anything. So all you have to do now is just, again, combine like terms. I have 1x plus 6x, that's going to give me 7x, equals 42. Divide both sides by 7. X is going to equal 6. Okay, now I have to solve for y. Going back to my original ones, which one do you want to plug in? The first one or to the second one? Okay, if you were to do the first one, because this is negative, you would have to divide by negative. That's perfectly fine. You can do that. But again, be aware of your signs. You can do that. It'll still work. But I would do the second one because I'm just dividing by a positive 5. But it's up to you. Do you want me to do the first one? You want me to do the first one?
I thought we were plugging in the y.
No, we're plugging in the x. So yes, be aware of what you're plugging in, what you're solving for. Definitely keep your signs. So yeah, I'll go ahead and plug it in to the second one. Now I'm gonna have 6 times 6. If you don't want to deal with the larger numbers and you want to plug it into the first one, that's fine. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to get plus 5y equals 21. I will go ahead and plug it into the first one just so you can see it still works. This is going to give me 36 plus 5y equals 21. Subtract 36 from both sides. 5y equals -15. Divide by 5, y equals -3. So we have our answer, but I'm just going to show you. Plugging it into the first one still works. So let's say I'm going to have 6 minus 5y equals 21. Again, it's still going to work no matter which one you plug it into. So looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. I'm going to get -5y equals +15. But don't forget you're dividing by a -5. Y is still going to equal -3. So whichever one you want to use, it still works. It's up to you. So my answer for this is going to be 6, -3, and I'm done. Questions, comments, concerns on this? Questions? We're good? All right, you guys have homework on big ideas. It's 10 questions. You have to use elimination. If you prefer substitution, we covered substitution. You have to use elimination for the homework. Okay? All right, go ahead and get started.